All right, guys, let's go ahead and read through the water cycle lesson for Chapter 8, Lesson 2. So the key concept that we're going to be looking at this lesson will be, how does matter move in an ecosystem? We are going to concentrate today strictly on the water cycle. The water that you use to wash your hands might have traveled through the roots of a tree in Africa. It might also have been part of a glacier in Alaska. How can this be? Water is used over and over again in ecosystems. It never stops moving. The same is true of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and other types of matter. Elements that move through one matter cycle might play a role in another cycle. The water cycle. Water covers about 70% of Earth's surface. So let's go ahead and highlight that. That's an important detail. Water surrounds all of Earth's land masses. Most of Earth's water is in the oceans. Water is in rivers, streams, lakes, and underground. Water is also in the atmosphere, in icy glaciers, and in living things. Water is always moving from Earth to the atmosphere and back again. So we're going to highlight that. This movement is called the water cycle. The water moves in three processes: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Evaporation is the first one we're going to look at here. In the water cycle, as shown above, the sun supplies the energy. As the sun heats water on the surface of Earth, evaporation occurs. Evaporation is the process during which liquid water changes into a gas called water vapor. So if we look at this picture here, our evaporation is this right here, going from liquid water, changing into a water vapor gas. This water vapor rises into the atmosphere. Temperature, humidity, and wind affects how quickly water evaporates. Let's go ahead and highlight that. And that makes sense, because if it has been a rainy day and we've got a puddle on the sidewalk, it's going to evaporate a lot faster if it is a sunny day or if it is a windy day. The puddle is going to evaporate a lot quicker than if it continues to be a cooler day or a cloudy day. Evaporation is going to happen slower. Water is also released from living things. Cellular respiration occurs in many cells. Water is a byproduct of cellular respiration. This water leaves cells and enters the environment and atmosphere as water vapor. So when we have cellular respiration. So if you have ever breathed on a mirror or on a glass door, you'll see the water vapor, the condensation happening when you breathe out. So we are experiencing cellular respiration. Transpiration is the release of water vapor from leaves and stems of plants. So let's go ahead and make that green. All right. Okay, so if we come up to this picture, the visual check asks us, highlight the arrows showing which way water goes during transpiration. So we learned a little earlier that transpiration is going to be the release of water vapor from leaves and stems of plants. So it is right here. So this is the direction. So the water in the leaves and the stems of these plants is being released out into the atmosphere. All right, condensation. The higher in the atmosphere you are, the cooler the temperature is. As water vapor rises in the atmosphere, it cools. Let's go ahead and highlight that. That's important. This cooling causes condensation. Condensation is the process during which water vapor changes into liquid water. So if we go back up here we had liquid water with evaporation, liquid water to water vapor. Then we come down here and we take that water vapor and we're going to turn it back into liquid water. Clouds form as a result of condensation. Clouds are made of millions of tiny water droplets or ice crystals. These form when water vapor condenses on particles of dust and other substances in the atmosphere. Let's go ahead and highlight that. So they're going to condense on particles of dust and other substances. That's why we've got some pollution. They're going to, the water vapor is going to condense on those. So let's scoot this down a bit. All right. So let's stop and look at this, think it over. Evaluate, why is condensation the opposite of evaporation? Well, if we look at this, evaporation is liquid to gas. And condensation is gas back to liquid. Precipitation. Precipitation is the third phase. Precipitation is water that falls from clouds to Earth's surface. Let's go ahead and highlight that definition. This water enters bodies of water or soaks into the soil. Precipitation can be rain, snow, sleet, or hail. And it has everything to do with the temperature around us. So in the summertime, when it is 80 degrees, the precipitation that's going to fall from the clouds is going to be in the form of rain. But if it is December and it's 20 degrees, then that precipitation is going to fall in the form of snow. Now, if we're hovering right around that 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius mark where water freezes, we're hovering right around in there, that 31, 32, 33 range, then that's when we're going to be getting sleet or freezing rain. Precipitation forms as water droplets or ice crystals join together in clouds. The droplets or crystals get so large and heavy that they fall to Earth as precipitation. Over time, living things use this precipitation and the water cycle continues. So let's stop and look at this key concept. What form does water take as it falls from Earth? It's going to be either rain, snow, sleet, or hail, and that's going to depend on the temperature of the air. So that ends our reading today of our reading essentials. We're just doing the lesson 1 today. So I want you to be filling out your outline notes, and you are just going to do this right here. A, how does matter move in the ecosystems? Because the next one down here is the nitrogen cycle. We did not read about this today, so we're going to wait on this. So to be caught up with your outline notes, then you need to do this section on A. All right, and we'll check them a little bit later. Hope you're having a good day. Bye-bye.